Hi, so it's actually Saturday at the time of me recording this because Sunday I'll be busy most of the day. I have to go to a mass for my grandfather who passed away a few years ago now, and afterward we're gonna have dinner with my grandmother. Uh, by we're, I mean my family and I. And I really dislike having to record this. Not at the time that I usually do, uh, just because of, I guess, like OCD or some other thing. Uh, and I have some like conflicting feelings about Sunday being uh, already accounted for because, I love my grandfather and my grandmother, and, you know, I would like to do right by them. It's just with how I felt really stressed and anxious about having the time to do things, and especially with pursuing just something or anything that could maybe get me out of the situation I'm in my life. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. That stresses me out, I guess. And it's just also made a bit more difficult because this first full week of work, full 5 day week, I felt just absolutely drained afterward. And I have another one next week, of course. So basically, any sort of thing that requires me to go out and be in like a social environment or to do things, I find to be very draining as is. So I'm a bit worried about how it's going to feel going into next week, not as having as much time to kind of mentally unwind to. And I don't know. I just was really not feeling it this week for work. Uh, it was just really stressful, really exhausting, really draining, which, I guess they're the same thing. But, I mean, I feel torn on that too because I'm grateful to have the job. I'm grateful that the people I work with are really wonderful and that they also seem to care about me. I just really struggle with the loss of time, especially like coming home too tired and or coming home feeling too tired to really pursue anything else and only having a little bit of time in the evening before, it's time to go and do it all over again. And basically, feeling, well, it's not even really a feeling, but just making so little money that I can't really climb out of it, making minimum wage doing this, which, I feel like everybody in education, childcare is pretty underpaid for the most part. I'm sure doing those things for wealthy people, like the ultra wealthy people, is a lot more lucrative. But I would say generally that most people in education and whatnot are very underpaid, and I definitely also feel underpaid, making only minimum wage, taking care of like 15 kids at a time. Of course, it's not like that the whole day, but it's like that enough of the day. Uh, at least for me. Maybe I'm just too fragile. I don't know. Too sensitive. Uh, it stresses me out quite a bit. And each year, I felt my responsibilities have increased, and the pay has gone up because it's a requirement of the state for it to eventually reach $15 an hour. But it doesn't feel as though it's kept up with the increased cost of things. So it really just feels like I've been getting paid less to do more. And that's just not a good feeling either, especially, with me feeling stuck in life and not knowing how to get out of that, and feeling like I'll never be at or even close to where I'd like to be or have any of the things that I'd like to have, um, which some of which I guess aren't entirely related to that. Like, I guess, like a relationship or something. It doesn't directly relate to the job sort of thing, but it does somewhat because, if I don't have the money to build myself up, both like physically and financially and whatever other way. Sorry, my thoughts are kind of all over the place. But yeah, if I don't have that, it seems like I'm just not very appealing, or at least I wouldn't be. So that weighs on me too, in a lot of ways. And I don't know, I guess I just feel trapped and like I don't know how to get out of this situation, and like I'm kind of going nowhere. I keep putting off even just going to get like laser for facial hair, let alone body hair, because the money just keeps going down from having to buy basic needs things. It's going to be worse now that I'm having to pay for gas more again. I mean, it is, of course, offset by the paychecks, but it just feels like so much of my money just goes to temporary things that are just like upkeep, I guess. And I don't see how to get out of it other than to throw away what little bit of time I have left, that most of which I use to try to recover mentally and physically from the time I do spend toward work. And it's all also made more difficult just by, the physical issues I have, like the gastrointestinal issues with the IBS, which is what I'm currently diagnosed with for the time being. And has been a very, very difficult thing for me. Both the dietary changes needed, like cutting out gluten, dairy, and sugar, which I had also basically cut out even before that, quite a long time ago. I would have things every now and then, but now it's even less. Uh, and even like some healthy things that I've had to cut out. There's a lot of healthy foods that you have to be cautious having with this sort of issue, like Brussels sprouts and asparagus and so on, that I still do try to have every now and then to see if I can get away with it, because apparently, this sort of thing is different for everybody. But uh, a lot of the times I'll spend a lot of the day in and out of the bathroom during my free time, and I'll even have to go to work having issues and just basically have to suffer through my time at work feeling horrible. And I don't know. I've not felt good this past week for sure. Not to say that nothing good happened. I did get a lot of love from the kids, and that's pretty priceless, but it was offset by how stressful it was trying to take care of them. And I don't know. I just really wish that I didn't have to do it, as much as I love the people there. And that in itself makes me feel bad, because I feel like they deserve to have somebody who would wholly be appreciative of it. Um, Anyhow, there's only like 30 seconds left, so I guess I gotta wrap things up. I do see my therapist and the group therapy this week, which things have changed for, and I guess I'll have to talk about next video. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have a busy week ahead of me, and I'm not really looking forward to that. But thank you very much to anybody who watches these. I really appreciate it. And I wish you all the absolute best with everything going on in your lives, too. Thank you. Bye.